I discovered a pretty major problem with my, I don't know what to call it, organization, etc. When it comes to this Witcher series, Witcher 3 series, it turns out that the first live stream I did, which was supposed to be part 13 of the series, sort of got left out of the organization of subsequent parts, because I have OBS set to record live streams and just dedicated recordings like this one to a separate folder. It's inside the same OBS folder, but there's a recordings folder and a streams folder. And the stream was still in the streams folder, so I got confused and forgot about it when numbering pretty much every episode after that. And I realized this, and I had to renumber almost everything after part 14. But not everything after part 14, because part 14 was actually the correct part 14. Everything after everything from 15 and on was not actually 15 and on. I was one part number behind for everything 15 and on, and that is the reason that happened, is because somehow part 15 didn't get uploaded at all. So after I realized this, I went and I moved both live streams that I've done from the streams folder back into the recordings folder. Well, not back into it, but there in the first place. So that way I would just have everything in the same place and wouldn't have such an issue happen again. Went and had to renumber everything. And I also had to upload part 15 and then just make it public, because I was on part 18 or so, I think, for published videos that have been published. But there was no part 15. It was completely missing. But the good thing is that since I have no audience, because this is a dead YouTube channel, because I have failed to gain any kind of audience with it, the good news is nobody is any the wiser, except for the fact that I'm reporting it right now. And who knows if anyone will ever be the wiser, because they'd have to actually watch this part, which I think is part 29. I recorded a part this morning. It's still the same day as the previous part. But I recorded that. I was so tired, and I just basically slept all day, and now it's 10:11 p.m. I'm going to try and get at least one part recorded. That part that I did today, I believe it's already been uploaded and scheduled and ready to go. I set it to, I've been uploading making public 2 videos per day, but I'm just going to do one video for the day that the live stream that I did last night goes live, because it was 3.5 hours. So that would be 1.5 days worth of parts if it was broken up into 1-hour segments, recorded locally, which it should have been, since the live stream is completely and totally dead. But that's going to be the part for just that day.
While searching for the witch Ciri had quarreled with, Geralt ran into an old friend, Kira Metz. Sorceress told the Witcher about a masked mage. Ciri had seemed to have taken shelter in his hideout. The Witcher set off to find it, with Kira in tow.
I purchased a game this evening. I don't know if I'll ever play it, but the deal was so nice, I decided to purchase it, even if I might not play it. $4.49 on EA Origin. Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's got a single player campaign, so maybe I'll play the single player campaign.
White wolf, wise wolf. What is it the wolf needs?
Ready. Time for the ritual.
Let's begin. Remember to protect the flame, or we'll be lost.
I'll remember.
The white wolf.
He just disappeared.
The Pellar. The Pellar will show the way.
Actually, I
Long way to
teleported.
go.
No, it's not far. Through the village, then the wood, and there we will be.
Come on, Roach.
So we are going to do a 1:30 a.m. ritual. Hopefully, I'll be able to see the Pellar correctly this time.
All this the Baron's land?
'Tis now. 'Twere not before.
So who'd it belong to?
To the Lord. Serad they called him. An evil man he were. Vile. Cared not a lick for common folk.
You all get together and drive him away?
When the Black Ones came,
He ran.
all to the
You already-
tower on Fyke Isle fled. The invaders set the fields afire, and a great hunger descended on us all, while the Lord in abundance wallowed there in the Tower of Mice. But the old gods,
Rats,
in
actually.
their ire, upon him visited a punishment. A plague of rodents swarmed the isle. At first, they ate all from the feast tables. Then, the Lord and all his court they devoured.
Local gods just aren't known to be tolerant.
Why would they tolerate an asshole like that? What's this quest over here? Has this quest been here the whole time? We got a grant out in the rain? In the early morning?
What's the matter? A monster bothering you?
Nay, a ghost.
Sorry, can't help.
Can you tell me anything more?
Why would I ever say that? Seriously.
Jackamar haunts my dreams. Jackamar's my husband, or was till he died at war. He stands by me headboard and wails. So many years apart, I've such woe in the beyond. Come, join me. I say, I'll come, Jackamar, but when the gods summon me, not before. Then he says, leave your wedding ring by me grave. It'll make the waiting lighter. And I'd leave it, where the wood's not so terrifying.
That's what you want me to do?
Thought to myself, maybe you.
I'm a witcher, man. I kill ghosts and other assorted necrophages.
Sure,
I
it's your
don't
husband's ghost.
venture into the woods. You can get any young whippersnapper to do that.
I'm old, but I ain't gone daft yet.
Not what I meant. There's wraiths that deceive, assume the form of dead loved ones.
Oh, okay.
Trolls, for instance, or dunnies.
Yep, you should look for a witcher
Sure,
then.
this is Jackamar. In me dreams, he spoke of our nuptials, how we danced at Bellatane, how the Redanians killed him at Rind.
Rind? You've either mixed something up or you're very old indeed. Battle happened 80 years ago.
Oh, aye. Slip of the tongue. Meant to say the Battle of Rivia.
One of these again. Where she's lying. Why would I say not interested? Like, it's not... Why would I want to skip content in the game for me to play? The game doesn't actually give a reason why I would refuse a quest. Maybe if there was some sort of consequence. If there was some sort of consequence to doing a quest that maybe would make you consider not doing it, I don't know. there might be ways that they could make it useful to abandon or to refuse a quest, but with this current game design, there's no reason to ever do it other than to just not get what you paid for with all the content in the game. It's stupid.
Be glad to help. Where's Jackamar buried?
A little cemetery near Blackbow, in a grave neath the old tree. Here, take me ring. Once you've laid it down, come to me for your reward. I live in a hut in the middle of the village with my granddaughter, Lessie.
Now where the hell? Strange.
Where's this? Now where the hell? Strange. Is that all you have to say?
Come on, Roach.
So I don't really remember anything about this quest. So it's... Yeah, her slip of the tongue's probably going to get me killed. Let's get Wraith Oil straight away. I don't see anything red here. Oh, there we go.
Must be Jackamar's grave.
Okay, place the ring on the grave.
All right, that's done.
She couldn't come over here? What's this? Oh, I've got a lantern spot. The lantern's not equipped.
At last, will ye forgive me?
Already have.
Will you forgive me? Of what? What did he do? So far, no nasty surprises. Also, I need to meditate.
Then the pops, now the younger. Grim Reaper must be having a lark.
Yeah, lots of people dying. And there's Leslie, her granddaughter.
Witcher, what brings ye?
Just passing through. So long.
Witcher, what brings ye?
Lessie, right? Wanted to talk to your grandma.
To my... But she's been dead for years.
Oh,
Guess I talked to a ghost.
she was the ghost.
Why wasn't she buried alongside her husband?
I can't say for certain. I was a little lass then. But my mum told me that shortly before Gran died, she learned Grandad had kept lovers on the side. She had no desire to lie beside him.
Seems she changed her mind. She wanted something to connect her and her husband in the afterlife. Asked me for help.
It's hard to believe. But you've an honest look about ye. If you helped Gran, you deserve a reward. Here, tain't much, but I'm afraid it'll have to do. White one, what's your business? Bloody
That's
bad?
right, 20 crowns isn't much. But I'm glad there was a happy ending to that one. What's this guy doing? Whoops.
First the armies passed, then the pox, now the hunger. Grim Reaper must be having a lark.
He's having a lark. Lark on a bark. And it's very stark.
Slow now.
So watch out for that shark, lest you combust from a spark. That'll leave a mark. Alright, I want to restore all my stuff after that horrible performance this morning with the botchling. I did not play very well. Nice. I love that friendly meditation. That is so much more immersive and cooler than the default meditation, which you've seen.
Whoa there, Roach.
So you know what we're working with. Oh, H brings me straight to the Gwent collection. Okay. Family matters. Find my way back to the Pellar. Wait a minute. Didn't I get a different saddlebags? Yeah. Completely forgot about that. So there's a mod I was looking at that makes inventory weight really an issue in the game.
Slow now.
I can't remember if it was the Witcher 3 Enhanced Edition mod. I don't think it was, but it might be.
Slow now. Whoa.
He actually just stood here for hours in the rain and the wind. The game is just so beautiful when it rains, especially at morning time. Another thing that really impressed me looking at these 360 stereos in virtual reality, like they're meant to be viewed, is that, like I've already said, that the landscape actually looks flat out real, like it's actually a photo taken in real life. I've said that. But the thing is, you don't really get a sense of the hills and the dips and the ups and the downs and the terrain just viewing it in 2D. But the terrain is actually very hilly and that adds a lot of authenticity to it. Like look at the dips and the hills in this area here. We got the ridge going up there. There's a hill going up there. This road gently goes up, but you see there the hill is a more sharp change in elevation. All that you kind of miss in 2D.
Come on now.
I mean, you see it, it's there, but you had to interpret it.
Take it easy.
But when you're actually in this world and you could see it, it's like you're really there. You got a lay of the land. All right, I remember this area.
Slow now.
A big tree where I fought a bunch of bandits or deserters.
Faster.
So I don't know how they generated the terrain in this game, but oh, okay, we got beast oil on here. Wow. Oh shit. Is it Pellar fighting? I don't know how they generated the terrain, but it's... If they started with just a flat level ground, like in any terrain that you'd have to sculpt in Unity or Unreal.
Pretty hard.
Folk are poor here. It's rare the mighty concern themselves with the poor, but the invaders will be punished. That's sure. Perchance they've already been.
How's that?
Pestilence grips their camp and will devour them all, as the mice devoured the Lord's court.
Anyways, they did a great job sculpting the terrain. Wonder if there are any dev videos or anything on The Witcher 3 that get into the nitty-gritty of how they made this game. It's a game that deserves that kind of treatment. It is, after all, a masterpiece, one of the most beloved PC RPGs ever made. I'm glad to have been a part of CD Projekt Red's Witcher saga from the very beginning. I remember reading about The Witcher 1 in probably PC Gamer when I actually subscribed to the magazine back in 2005, 2006.
The Wolven Glade.
Nice name. White Wolf should feel right at home.
The White Wolf. Aye, good balance. For terrible things happened here of yore. To this day, none dare mention the name aloud. Here. The place.
What now?
Light the fires.
Yep, I remember this area. We got a big battle sequence here. Let's talk to the Pellar first.
Why do we need them?
To keep malicious forces at bay. You must watch they do not go out.
Oh yeah, I remember
It
that.
shall come.
What'll come?
Evil.
Say no more. Also, I like that the game has set pieces like this where you have to do some mechanics. Keep the fires lit. It's just awesome. I love that stuff.
What about you? What'll you do?
Makes this
The Pellar
stuff
must clear
memorable.
the stone, then draw the signs. Then to the gods shall the Pellar pray, that no evil may take us.
Like, I remember so many of the sequences in this game. And a lot of games I play, I can't really remember them in much detail after a few years. But so much of this game that I've experienced in the almost 40 hours I've been playing it just in the past 2 weeks, I really remember it very well.
All right.
The game is just memorable.
Prepare and prepare well. Once the spirits appear, there'll be no recourse, no turning back.
Nothing like a little encouragement.
Light the fires. The Pellar will treat that as his sign to begin.
All right. Let me just see what we've got going on here. I think I'll be fighting ghouls and stuff like that. So I might have to change this up if I get race. I can't remember specifically what I fight. How's my food and drink doing? Let's do that. I do think I fight necrophages and stuff like that. But we'll see. I could also use a decoction. Let's see what options I have. I just don't like that you have to take damage for this to work. And it only lasts for the fight. Like, if it lasted the whole duration of the decoction, then yeah, that would be really overpowered, but I don't know. Alchemy creations can be used one additional time. It seems pretty good. Maximum vitality is increased with each foe killed. And it gives me a vitality bonus. Yeah, I used the Wraith decoction in the cockatrice fight, but I don't think he ever hit me hard enough for the free Quen shield to actually take effect. So this is very situational. You gotta be taking big damage for that to work. Let's go with the Night Wraith decoction. Okay. I do want to take 360 stereos here, so
let nothing break the circle.
I can see what this area looks like. Oh, we just fast forward to midnight. We waited here literally 18 hours. All right, let's see if the Pellar's face remains intact. I think it will.
Powers of earth and sky, by the world that was to be your home, I, who have tasted your blood, summon you to guide me. Come, blood.
All right, this is the point where I think
Come,
his face
blood
disappeared.
spurned. Come, blood never named.
Now I could see was his mouth, the inside of his mouth, to be specific. His teeth, his gums.
The trail of those bound to you by blood.
Yeah, I remember this. I couldn't see anything but his eyes and his disgusting. What do we have here? Race.
Supposed to keep the fires lit.
Yeah, we got race.
See the blood of her blood. I see them bound.
I hate race because there's, as you saw, they kick my ass really hard.
The blood calls.
They just appear and disappear.
Coming with me. I see a face swollen, pulsing with blood. Blood, dark upon a pale visage. A dramatic
Okay. I want to be able to see Geralt here. This should work.
I am a fist clasped. I am dark in blood beneath a white nail. I am a tear of blood.
Alright, I try and go in for the attack, but let's try Blizzard here. Also, that. I try to go in for an attack, but it doesn't work really because they just teleport in front of me and interrupt my attack. Like that, exactly like that. Just exactly like that. Oh, and then they have excessive range. Okay, okay. No, that's not what I wanted. Look at this. Okay, we've got some that aren't lit.
Show me the blood that is your blood. Show me the blood that is lost. The blood summons me. Just a bit further, Mum.
Okay, this looks horrific right there. I recorded this too.
Horny bow, snag her, stop her.
Or at least I took screenshots of it.
Will Wojtek wait? Dark blood carries the question down.
For some reason, the game, it just couldn't render his bloody face.
Child of elder blood.
Yes, we look for Ciri.
Today is the time of the white frost and white light. The time of madness and disdain.
Hey, that's what the guy at the beginning of the game said. I mean,
Perish and
in the intro movie.
And be reborn of elder blood, of a planted seed. What can you possibly offer?
Perish of ice, be reborn of the elder seed.
You all right?
Yes.
Is it over?
Look at his alchemy face. You've been taking potions, haven't you, Geralt?
The Pellar's seen what he was meant to see.
The first vision.
What did you see first?
The Pellar saw the Baron and Mrs. Anna. They quarreled. He did not wish for her to leave. He shook her, but the Pellar sensed no anger in him.
He wasn't angry? What?
He wounded her, and in the blood, the Pellar sensed love. A love sad and tormented.
Okay, that right there is a hint as to further revelations on this Bloody Baron domestic abuser storyline. But it's just a little hint.
Didn't fully understand what the second vision was about.
Anna
I couldn't hear it because I was fighting for my life.
Suffering, the Pellar felt it on her. She died her daughter's death.
Third vision seems most important.
They were walking through the woods, both weak, but for different reasons. Yet both knew where they were going.
Not sure I heard you right, but you mentioned a Wojtek.
Hope filled both their hearts at the thought of him.
And the prophecy at the end? If Lean's words, you quoted them, and then asked me a question.
Forgive the Pellar. He knows not what you mean. Spirits, the spirits speak through the ritual, not he.
This Wojtek from your vision, know him?
Wojtek. 2 Wojteks have we nearabouts. In Blackbow lives one. In his hut, there he stays, has for years. Gophers, with gophers he lives, they say. And he could remember a time when in these lands dwelled only elves.
And the other? Somehow I doubt they went to a century-old rodent lover for help.
A fisherman. A family he has lives in a secluded hut near the river's mouth.
You don't look like you can get home on your own. I'll walk you.
Thank you.
No, thank you for your help. Let's go.
The alchemy face looks really... It looks fantastic. Looks really well done. Thankfully, I didn't have to actually walk him. Thank you, game. It's nice that they give the option, even though they just fast travel you. Alright.
White wolf, wise wolf. What is it the wolf needs?
Could use a few potion ingredients. Show me what you got.
I want to get some more of his diagrams. But I also want to sell some stuff if I can. Right, where'd that go? Will this resort it? Okay, there we go. It's a little weird there, but... Oh, there's where it goes. Yeah, the sort everything mod is a little bit weird at times. So many mushrooms. Making good progress on molly arrows. Does he have any mandrake roots? Let's just get one more. Got hornwort. Let's get one. Oh, he's selling saltpeter and Stamelford's dust. Stamelford's dust was pretty common in Witcher 2, but dang, it's hard to find naturally here. Witcher 3. So he sells green mold. Let's get that. Is that calcium equum? Yes, it is. Just make the bombs. Places a cloud of poison, enhanced effect. Cloud of gas. Explodes when ignited, enhanced effect, and chance for burning. I like it. I like it a lot. Each sign cast increases stamina regen for the remainder of the fight. I like that it has some pretty interesting and clever effects for the decoctions. Now, having done that, there's a bomb manuscript. How much for a greater? Yeah, that's crazy expensive. That's not expensive though. What would be good for me to get? What are these? Divana runestones. Hate having to mouse over everything. So shit. There's a lesser Divana. What about the regular? Or the greater? Greater Zoria, lesser, greater urine glyphs. I guess those are glyphs. There's no greater Divana. Do I already have it somehow? I don't know. These are the kind of things I can just find looting stuff, so I'm afraid to really buy them. So I think I won't. The Northern Wind, pretty expensive to get right now. I think I'll hold off.
So long.
So I got Enhanced Devil's Puffball now. Roach spawns behind the house. So can I? Can I be informed as to what the Void Tech are? On a Stranger. Got a few more pieces. When Geralt pushed the Baron about the matter, the ugly truth finally came out. Desperate and miserable, Anna had fled, taking Tamara with her after her drunken husband beat her badly. The Baron was convinced Anna had miscarried because of his actions, but Geralt was not so certain about this. He couldn't stop thinking about the strange talisman meant to ward off evil power Anna had received from the Pellar. And he won't speak of what the evil was. He's just being a jerk about that. A bunch of Dandelion flapping his gums about how he knows the great Geralt. See what the Pellar says. Or he says about the Pellar. As is often the case with charmers, diviners, or is it diviners, healers, and other such cunning folk of the countryside, the Pellar of Blackbow was a man of mystery, around whom circled a great many rumors and legends. Some claimed he could commune with the dead, others that he had a different sort of familiarity with the grave, having put an axe in his father's head in a fit of rage when he was a young man. Still others say he showed an indecent fondness for barnyard animals. Yep, I've heard both those rumors. All these rumors aroused the fear and respect of the backwater peasants of Velen, and the Pellar most likely did little to discourage them. Yet even the most cunning of men make the occasional professional error. Had Geralt not intervened, who knows what might have become of the old seer at the hands of the Baron's enraged men. The Pellar turned out to be more skilled at soothsaying than curing indigestion. Though what he divined for Geralt was murky at best, the Witcher managed to put the pieces together to a somewhat logical whole. Let's read about Vesemir real quick. Vesemir was the oldest living member of the Wolf School and most likely the oldest Witcher of any school on the continent. About as long in years as the ruins of Kaer Morhen themselves, and though eternally complaining about his creaky bones, this master of the Witcher trade gave no thought to a well-deserved retirement. Gray but still spry, he continued to ply the monster hunting trade into his golden years, effectively too, as he'd seen more beasts than all his students put together. A harsh and demanding instructor in Geralt's youth, over the years he had become something of an adoptive father and mentor to the other Witchers, always ready to help with sage advice and steady hands. Oh my god. Falling asleep here, man. In the spring of 1272, when our story begins, Vesemir had joined Geralt on his search for Yennefer, trekking with him through war-ravaged Temeria. Let's read on the old lord real quick. News of the Nilfgaardian army's approach led nobles of all ranks and orders to pack up their silver and flee post-haste to safer harbors, abandoning all thoughts of defending their patrimony and leaving their lands at the invaders' mercy. Lord Viserad was no exception to this rule. The magnate had ruled much of Velen from his base at Crow's Perch before fleeing with his family to take shelter in a tower on Fyke Isle. The safety he sought there was not, however, to be found, and the massacre in which he was slaughtered became the source of a great many ghastly rumors and legends. According to one of them, Viserad, unmoved by human suffering, had his mage poison starving peasants who had come to him to beg for food. A hideous tale, yet one that sadly seemed plausible given the desperate conditions in the land. Yet the truth turned out, as it is wont, to be much simpler. Viserad was murdered by his traitorous swarm of subjects, who were driven by greed, jealousy, and the base jackassery that is all too widespread among the human race. Wow. We don't know much about this mage yet. Graham was a simple fisherman from an even simpler village, Oriton. Yet the role he played in local events was anything but. Fyke Isle, the tower, the curse. He had been a key part of it all. Geralt had learned from Annabelle about the deep feelings the two had shared, but the rest of their tragic story only emerged later. Exactly how the young man had participated in the incident in the tower remained rather unclear. What was certain was that he tried to defend his beloved and fled Fyke Isle right after what he thought was her death. Stories about poor fishermen in love with their lord's daughters are not wont to end happily, but even the most tragic quill poet would find that Graham and Annabelle experienced excessively cruel. Dandelion, that is not a complete statement. Excessively cruel what? The desire for happiness and mutual love was defeated by the cruelty of fate and the greed of men, damning the young couple to eternal suffering. Graham without his love at his side, and Annabelle as a tortured soul wandering between the living and the dead. There was nothing left to the Witcher but to bring the young man Annabelle's earthly remains, hoping that a proper burial would bring peace to the girl's spirit and lift the curse. Yet, though the evil spell was indeed broken, this story still did not have a happy ending. A devious ghost of the plague was freed, and Graham became its first victim. So was Annabelle that ghost of the plague? I don't understand how that worked. Let's read on the cockatrice. Had myself 8 heifers, 5 of them milchers. Then this cockatrice sprung up nearby. Now all I got left's dried patties in an empty field. Jethro, peasant from Pindle. Foolish superstitions claim cockatrices, like basilisks, can kill with their gaze alone. That is utter nonsense. However, a cockatrice's gaze being no more dangerous than that of an angry goose. One should instead watch out for its sharp beak and long tail, which can whip to murderous effect. It's actually a draconid. I was using hybrid oil against it. Whoops. Shrieker. Was the Shrieker actually the one I fought? Heard you have a problem. A monster you call a Shrieker? Aye, prowls about, it does. Snatches cows and goats mostly, but it won't scorn a man if it runs into one. Conversation overheard at Crow's Perch. The monster tormenting the residents of Crow's Perch turned out to be a particularly nasty cockatrice. Alright, so the Shrieker was a unique cockatrice. Geralt was not surprised the Baron's men had been unable to stop it. They could not possibly withstand the surgical precision of its strikes, which slice open arteries and provoke an outpouring of blood only the swallow potion could hope to stop. Yeah, I did bleed a lot. Neither did they know to force it to the ground with a crossbow, a bomb, or a sign, and then evade its charge by rolling under the monster's outstretched wing. Just when it seemed the villagers would have to live in the shadow of a bloodthirsty beast, to always look to the sky with fear, the Witcher arrived. Oh my gosh. And put an end to the Shrieker for good. I'll read about the Eincrou later. Some specters. Relict Sylvans. Hey, that's the god. Sylvans are cruel, greedy, and treacherous. Still, I prefer them to Dwan. Yavin, legendary Scoia'tael commander. Sylvans and Yakshas, a kindred species, are extremely rare woodland creatures whose appearance combines traits of goats and rotund men. These beings usually pose little danger, for they limit their contact with humans to plain harmless, though often bothersome tricks in eating crops from their fields. So he is a relict. I do not know where the Voitech is yet.
Hey there.
But there was supposed to be one on Blackbow. So why do I have to go all the way over there first? Yeah. Where are these? Oh, I didn't select that quest. Okay, that's over in Oxenfurt. Soothsayer is way over there. And what about the Fist of Fury? Over there, I haven't been there yet. Well, I'll head over to the Voitech and hopefully find a little bit of information on what a Voitech even is. Then I'll bring this to an end. I slept all afternoon. I was so tired after that first part I recorded today, part 28 I think it was. Alright, let's kill some level 1 dogs. Oh. Didn't realize that was behind me.
Go.
It'd be kind of cool if you could craft foods. But that's not in the game.
Not so fast, Roach. Hey-ya!
Sorry, I was trying to remember what the Night Wraith decoction even did. Alright, maximum vitality is increased with each foe killed. Lasts until I fast travel or meditate. There's a monster's nest here? Okay. Guess I haven't been out this way yet. The music's going a little funky there. Oh. Oh, we got frozen. I think I'm in the poison cloud. That's not a great idea.
Ghoul nest. Ought to just destroy it.
This guy had ashes, which is complete useless garbage, and he had a ruby, which is kind of nice. The guy had coal on him. I haven't encountered any all ghouls in the field yet. Cave entrance? Oh, I see. I'm
That's it, Roach.
just outside where I ran into the Shrieker. What is this place? I want to have words with the Void Tech. Just walk in, don't even knock.
Who's that? Other room. Go on now.
Who's that? He just walked into our house.
See here, sir. Our hut's out of the way. Woeful. We has nothing. We knows nothing.
They call you Wojtek.
They do, kind sir. But I's not done a thing.
These are the people that helped.
Lives of my young'uns.
That helped
Just
Anna.
information. Looking for 2 women. The Bloody Baron's wife and daughter.
Not a soul have been here, sir.
Sure? Not even passing through? Daughter's medium height, about 20. Her mother's thin, about 40. Seen them?
That sir came at night, right, Mummy?
Oops.
What boy?
I want to help that woman. She could be in danger.
Young and seen no one, my lord. He's a kiddie. Must have dreamt it.
I want to hear this dream then. So, kid, who did you see? Who came here?
Pappy brought her at night. The lady does the medicines. She was all afeared. Talked about an awful monster. Said she had to go back. Dunno where to. Mummy and Pappy cheered her up. Gave her clothes. Hers were ragged.
Where'd the girl go? Your son said enough. No point in playing dumb anymore.
Sorry, sir, but you don't look like one of her father's men.
Because I'm not. I'm looking for Tamara and her mother. I need to know if they're alive and safe.
Tamara is, hi. She's to my brother's place in Oxenford. But Mrs. Anna, that's another tale.
She went to the bog.
Better than to crow's perch with a baron.
Why?
Cause he beat her, sir. Beat Mrs. Anna, I means. Everyone knew, but not a one lifted a finger for to stop it.
What happened to Tamara's mother?
Twere like this. I was awaiting in the old smokehouse with horses. Cold as hell and so dark, couldn't see past 2 ells in front of you. Moon had risen high, and still they hadn't come. Began to fear some demon had snatched them. But finally, they came forth, and we sets off towards the river. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a gale arose. Thought it'd tear my head off. And those damn birds, swarms of them coursing o'er the woods, raising a racket to make your ears bleed. Mrs. Anna screamed, bent over into herself. Tamara knelt down, gripped her arms. For then I saw it. Fiery marks on her hands.
Marks on the hands, what's that called? Stigma? A stigma? I don't know. I haven't seen The Exorcist in a while.
Why help them at all? You risked a lot.
I did that. Old Miss Tamara. 3 moons passed, a fever gripped my boy. We thought he was done for. Tamara alerted, brought food and salves. We're poorer than dirt itself. She saved my boy. No 2 ways about it. Me, myself, I'd have never dared to help. But my missus told me a time of war and contempt's come. A time of folk gone wrong. We needs to repay good with good. Who stands by idly does evil as if.
Wow, she's a
Married
poet.
a wise woman.
Crying shame we couldn't save Mrs. Anna in the end.
What marks?
They's, well, like burned on with hot iron. On the palms, inside.
Burned? Like a cattle brand?
Aye. No, these wasn't black scars scabbed over. They's hot and glowing, as if they burned with raw fire.
Fine. What happened next?
Grew even darker. Seemed someone had put out the stars. Crickets all went silent of a sudden, and then, from the woods, a roar. Broke out in a cold sweat, and before I could catch my breath, a beast jumped out of the woods, big as a barn, with horns and 2 burning coals for eyes. I thought I was done for. Beast attacked Mrs. Anna's horse, ripped its head off, carried her off into the woods. Our horses, mine and Miss Tamara's, got spooked and tore off willy-nilly. 'Twere the only reason we escaped. The miss wanted to go back for her mother, but my wife pleaded, said she'd die out there alone. Miss Tamara agreed not to go.
Thanks for your help.
The lady, she'll be all right in the end, won't she?
I'll do what I can to see that she is.
So this is a place where I don't know how it ends up that if you choose to destroy the botchling, it actually turns into a lubberkin with that path. Seems backwards. But I did get the lubberkin and it guided me here. This is where it guides you. Or rather, guides Geralt to this hut, to this family. And that's where the 2 decisions converge.
We're simple folk. We seek no quarrel.
Doesn't seem like a lot of fun. Just pretend you're walking on a tightrope, but that's what these kids are doing. They didn't have video games like The Witcher to play to pass the time. This looks really bleak. Look at that sky. Deep yellow. Oh, I guess it's spinning up the hard drive. Looks like it's sort of doing it again. I did click it twice, I think, so it might have just done it twice. Because at first I thought I missed my click or didn't press the button hard enough or something, and that's why it didn't immediately start. But it was spinning up the drive, because I haven't been taking many images here, and the power saving options taking effect. So at this stage, it wants me to go talk to the Baron again. But instead, I think I'll hit these two locations. Then we'll bring this part to an end. Got a blacksmith in this place. Lindenvale.
Anyone want to go and jump in puddles?
It's hard to believe that tens of thousands of years of modern human existence, and I don't mean the modern era, I just mean modern humans as a species. Kids had to go do the silliest stuff to amuse themselves. Tens of thousands of years before video games were invented to create virtual worlds, virtual experiences. You didn't have to just experience things that were real. You could basically take stories, what was once limited to storytelling, where fantastical situations and environments could be created through stories. Now you can actually visualize them and see them with movies, cartoons, video games. It's hard to understand how revolutionary recent developments really are. Video gaming is barely older than I am. By maybe a decade at most. The mid to late 70s was when video gaming started, and it was so primitive. It's just amazing how much has changed in such a short amount of time, and we really don't understand the impact. Really don't understand any of it. You just sort of have to wait and see what happens. What effect it's going to have on civilization.
God's bless you.
Stefan Molyneux put out a tweet a couple days ago saying so many men just playing video games, not engaging with society and the world to the maximum capacity they could be, is sort of like a strike of sorts, a general strike. I agree. It's got nothing to do with my situation. Of course, I'm completely on the outside of all human experience, and there's just no parallel. There's no relevance to me. Yes, I played a lot of games, but that's because there's nothing else I can really do with this life that I'm forced to live due to just fundamentally not being made at a base genetic level to succeed in life.
I know
I don't have no idea what I'd do in a time like this, the medieval days. My lifestyle would be impossible. These people work their asses off just to barely get by. I don't have the energy or the will to live, to work that hard, to sustain a life as horribly unsatisfying as this one. There's no way I could sit out here fishing in the rain. All day long. That's why I call this a heartfelt Let's Play, because I'm just gonna say what's on my mind, what's in my heart. I'm not trying to entertain anything or anyone. And even if I did try to entertain, no one will give a shit, so I don't. So I'm gonna end it here in this town. I haven't explored it yet. Oh, there's Fist of Fury here. I've really ended up over here? Yeah, I have actually. Nice. Well, I'll do that next time. I'll get kind of a nice shot. Really wish Ansel wouldn't reset my settings. I'm so sick of selecting 360 stereo photosphere and then selecting my resolution 8K. Sick of it. Alright, that's gonna be it. Also, I have had to go to quit to main menu like this rather than just exit game because for some reason the game will quit, but somehow the process is still running and it completely makes the computer unusable. I can't even Control Alt Delete. I just have to hard reset. It's happened twice. That was days ago, but I've been just exiting to the main menu and then exiting the game to get around that issue, and that's worked. All right, that's it for now. Tomorrow, hopefully I'll get more done. Bye.